Oh, hello. Welcome back. My name is Alyssa. And if you're new here, we talk about all things thrifting, sustainability, conscious consumption, community. So if that sounds like something you're into, I hope you stick around and subscribe. And do you like my new little lamp back here? I still need to get a shade for it, but it was $5 at the thrift store. I'm like completely obsessed with it. It's much bigger. It fills the space nicer. But anyways, that is not what you're here for. You are here because I'm assuming you're somebody who maybe wants to simplify their home, be more conscious, reduce clutter, feel better about the way it looks, but you don't really identify with the idea of being a minimalist. Maybe it sounds too daunting, too extreme. Well, lucky for you, you are in the right place today. Because although I love a clean, simple space, it was never my intention to live with one chair, all white walls, and to have a closet full of like 7 pieces that are super basic that I wear every day. So these are things that I have done to help simplify my home, yet not make me a minimalist, and what that's meant for my stress levels, my wallet, and the planet. If you're into sustainable living, conscious consumption, or no buy content, there's a large chance you understand what minimalism means. And it's kind of essentially living with as little as possible, only having what you need and what brings you joy. But honestly, if you're like me and you fell victim to the 2010s version of minimalism, then you know that it actually feels daunting and restricting, and actually forget about the part of things that bring you joy. These people were getting rid of everything that they own. Okay, I don't want a capsule wardrobe, and I don't want my bedroom to look like a hospital room. And don't get me wrong, minimalism has some great ideas. Saving you money, helping you keep your space clean, being more grateful for what you have, learning a want versus a need, and overall being more resourceful. But the emphasis on aesthetics, extremism, and curating something perfect rather than something that brings you joy or something you could sustain for a long time is just what was not resonating with me. So I like the term simplifying, because to me, simplifying gives more flexibility than minimalism. To me, it means simplifying starting from where you are at, not where anybody else is at. There's no end goal. There's no aesthetic. It means building habits and routines that make your life easier in terms of stress, money, time, space, and the environment. So some of the things that made me want a simpler home is 1, decision fatigue. More clutter equals more stress, more choices. Noticing how much time it was taking to clean and maintain all of this stuff I had. Wanting to align my space more with my values in terms of my space feeling calming, my space being environmentally conscious. And 4, realizing that I don't have to go to extremes to make my home feel a little lighter. So if you're looking to start simplifying your home, here are first some things I would not recommend doing. Number 1, don't count your items. Okay, I don't think you have to count exactly 15 pieces in your wardrobe, or that you're only allowed to have 2 blankets in your house at all times. Whatever it is, I don't think counting does you much justice. Okay, I have better methods that I'll explain later. Number 2, don't get rid of beloved items in your home. Don't get rid of books you love, collections of things that bring you joy, or colors that make your space pop. These are not useless things. Things that make you happy and make your house feel like a home are not useless clutter. Now, this goes within reason, right? And we'll talk about that. But I'm not going to tell you to simplify your wardrobe to just neutrals so you can wear more things with one another. And I'm not going to tell you to get rid of family heirlooms or favorite things just because you don't functionally use them all the time. Number 3, do not get hung up on aesthetics. Instead, focus on function and the feeling of the room, how you feel about items. Now, that can get a little sticky whenever you're talking about individual items and how you feel about them, especially if you feel very connected to the things you own, even though you know you should be getting rid of them. Instead, just focus on the overall vibe of the room. Is it bringing it down? Is it too much clutter? And number 4, do not go replacing everything that you own. Okay, again, not everything in your home has to be beige or bamboo, and this actually should be reducing stress, including your financial stress. Okay, this is about maximizing what we already own, being grateful for what we already own. It is absolutely not about wiping our shelves and buying new items that we think fits the new us. Okay, so don't get caught up in that. So now that that is established, here are 7 things that I would recommend you do. Number 1, the 1 in, 1 out rule, meaning that every time you add something to specific collections, you would have to use up or take something out. This is great for items you already know you have enough of. love. Here's my guilty example. I love perfume. I went a little overboard last year because I got gifted some perfume for the holidays, which kind of sent me into, oh my gosh, wait, now I have way too much and I won't be able to use this fast enough before it starts going bad. So I absolutely, although I love perfume, I know I have enough. Okay, so I absolutely have to use up a bottle and get rid of it before I could even consider buying one new. Now, where this gets sticky, I don't want you getting rid of perfectly good things that you wear just because you want something new. Okay, so how do you know if you're ready to make a good purchase? Well, of course, you can slow down, ask yourself some questions. But if you would like extra guidance through your new conscious journey, I would like to plug my Green Living Tracker, aka me being the sponsor of my own video today. The Green Living Tracker is a Notion template that I created that you can copy and customize to help you on your more sustainable journey. These are all tools that I've actually used, that I've sort of polished up and put in an easy to access template for you all. We have yearly goals, monthly pages. This is a tracker that can be used year after year and time again. Part of this tracker is the Conscious Consumption Journal, where you are able to, on a case-by-case basis, go through purchases you want to make and ask yourself the right questions to know if you should actually be purchasing something new or not. If you're interested in downloading my Notion tracker, I've linked it down below. It's $5.99. And I just thank you so much for trusting me with your hard-earned dollars if you decide to purchase, and for supporting my work so I can continue to keep things free for you all here. Number 2, creating desire paths and having set spaces for things. So if you don't already know what a desire path is, it's essentially tracking where humans naturally gravitate towards. So for example, if you're looking to build a sidewalk in an open grass field and you don't know where to pave the sidewalk, a great way to prioritize good design is by following where people naturally want to walk. And you can kind of do that for yourself in your own home. These desire paths help you create space for things. It can also help you prioritize certain things. My favorite example of this is rags versus paper towels. So for example, if you're always grabbing your paper towels because they're right on the counter, instead take those paper towels, put them in a higher up, harder to reach place, and instead on the counter have a cute little basket full of your rags. That way they're much easier to grab and you're going to opt for what feels good, what feels natural to you. Okay, you can also do this with cleaning. If you find that clutter always ends up on your living room side table, put a basket under it so that you're throwing that clutter in the basket instead. Okay, follow your mess, track why is it going there. I had a laundry hamper in my bathroom and still the clothes would end up on the floor and I didn't understand because I'm putting the laundry hamper in there. But what I realized is I was simply, and I kid you not, I was simply too lazy to lift up the lid of the basket and put the clothes in. So you know what I did? I sold that baby and I got me a hamper that didn't have a lid on it. And guess what? My clothes were no longer all over the bathroom floor because I'm not fighting what I desire. I'm not fighting the way I live. I'm just accommodating for myself. So one, this helps you reduce your clutter and know where you actually have real clutter that is unmanageable versus where you just need better storage solutions. Also, side note, things like baskets, little bins, things like that, so easy to find at a thrift store for an affordable price. But beyond that, also just having set spaces for things. So for example, when I started line dancing, I started thrifting a bunch of cowboy boots because not only do I wear them when I go dancing, but I also wear them with like cuter outfits, things like that. Okay, and I just knew I was getting to a point where I had too many boots and all my boots were just on the floor of my closet, no storage solution. So I bought a shoe rack that fit all the shoes I already had, and I told myself, this is my space for my shoe rack. If it starts overflowing, I know I have too many shoes and I have to fix that. Okay, so I definitely have more shoes than I need, but that doesn't mean I'm just going to get rid of all my shoes because I don't need them. You can still have things you desire, but create that set space so you know when you've gone too far. Number 3, focus on the use of the items, not the guilt you feel getting rid of it. Okay, what am I talking about? I'm talking about gifted items. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. You do not need permission to get rid of gifted items that do not serve you, that you do not like, that just clutter your space. I know it's hard. I know it can be awkward. This does not mean you're not grateful for the item, and this does not mean you don't love the person who gave it to you. I am giving you permission to let go of the items that do not serve you, even if they were gifts. Number 4, build maintenance routines. So this can look like many different things. It can look like a chore list, a chore calendar, knowing what things you need to do daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. But what it could also look like is scheduled maintenance for items you want to last forever, or a long time, essentially. This can mean sitting down for 10 minutes and watching a YouTube video on how to actually fix the hole in your clothes. This could also mean things like switching out your air filter on a consistent basis. Buying a stockpile of them so you're not running to the store every time you need one. Okay, however you schedule your life, you need to also schedule maintaining your home and items. Because remember, we're gonna live simply. We have to make sure our things last a long time because we're not gonna have a bunch of backups. It doesn't make sense. Practically, we should just take care of the things we already have. Number 5, use up what you already have before buying new. This is specific to products that you use up, like skincare, makeup, cleaning products. If you fell into the 2020 skinfluencer bit where you saw people with drawers and drawers of serums and sunscreens and things that are just gonna go bad, similar to the 2010s makeup influencers, you do not need drawers and drawers of makeup, drawers and drawers of skincare, okay? You don't look that different. I hate to say it, you don't look that different. You need to use up what you already have before you start buying new stuff. Number 6, create calm zones. Okay, these are your retreats, because I don't know about you, but whenever it comes to me, if I do something like organize something or try to decrease clutter in something, I tend to make a bigger mess before I get to the final product. I'm a piles person, so I make piles of everything I want to keep, to get rid of, that's a maybe, and sometimes I don't get it done in one day. So whenever you are in the process of this, make sure you have at least one space in your home that is your calm zone. This is going to be the place that you clean before you start that decluttering project, that organization project. You're gonna make sure you have one retreat place where you can go and lounge and clear your head away from all the clutter. Okay, this is where you're gonna come down from things and get back in the right headspace, so you don't go run out buying things, trying to buy your enjoyment and buy your calm and peace. And number 7, declutter digitally. Sure, this can mean, going through your messages, your emails, whatever, and deleting them. But honestly, that's not really what I'm talking about. If you want to do that, great. But what I'm talking about is unfollowing and unsubscribing from things that make you want to buy. Unsubscribe from those newsletters constantly pushing new sales. Unsubscribe from those text messages that are constantly telling you about new product drops. Unfollow brands and creators that just make you want to constantly buy something new. Doing this digital detox is going to help you keep your head on straight and be grateful for what you already have. If you take all of this advice to heart and actually try to implement it, these are some of the things that have happened to me that I hope would happen for you as well. 1, I have more time and ease in my daily routines. 2, it's easier to clean my house quickly and stay organized. 3, I have a better relationship with buying, or should I say not buying things. Number 4, my space reflects my values more, therefore I like it more. And number 5, I have eliminated the pressure to feel like I need to live like some kind of aesthetic influencer all the time. So if you want to start somewhere, and maybe even this video was a little too overwhelming, start small. Start with a drawer, start with a shelf, or just a category. Take those before pictures so that your after pictures look really cool and you can look forward to wanting that moment. Or just think about the life you want to live in your home, without the clutter, without all the excess stuff, all right? And do something today that takes you closer to that, even if that something was simply finishing this video. Well, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed watching it because I enjoyed making it. Again, I would love it if you subscribed and joined us here again next week, and I'll see you next time. Okay, love you. Bye.